How you doing? It's a beautiful day for a walk. It's one of those lovely, crisp, bright, clear winter days. So I've come for a walk along the Wey and Arun Canal. Obviously, because the canals are man-made and they don't flow naturally like rivers do, and they have to be navigable, the water flow has to be controlled. So they all have a series of these locks which have manual gates that are opened and closed by hand, and the water level inside can be raised or lowered accordingly depending on which way you're going, and that allows boats to travel up and down without all the water draining away. But they have some amazing names. This is Baldwin's Knob Lock number 4. It's hard to believe that 1 or 2 generations ago, canals like this one were the lifeblood of the country. That pretty much all of the major trade and all of the industry was made possible by these canals. And that in the main, they were all dug by hand. What an amazing achievement that is. You look at what was possible with just the strength of will and the strength of your arm to come up with something as amazing as a network of canals that stretch across the whole country. Absolutely incredible. Definitely the wrong shoes. I love these little turning areas that are built into the canal so that you can do a little 3-point turn when you come along if you need to turn around. Again, all dug by hand. Quite amazing really when you think about it. One of the lovely things about this spot is the fact that the canal, which as canals tend to be, is pretty silent, is right next to a little river. So as you walk along you can hear the sound of gentle running water alongside, which is really nice. It adds to the ambience, makes for a lovely kind of background noise. I'm hoping it's mainly because we're in a bit of a dip in between some hills at the moment, but it feels almost like the light's beginning to fade. And it's a little early for that. It's about 3:15 in the afternoon, but you know, it is still January, so we've probably not got a huge amount of time left. Maybe an hour or 2 of light. But there's an aqueduct down this canal that I'm hoping to get to, but I might not have timed it right. The further down we walk, the more overgrown and less maintained the whole thing looks. And these, I assume they're reeds, are they? Are they grass? Well, they could be a sedge for all I know. Though I seem to remember that sedges have edges, so they're probably not a sedge. But yeah, my guess is with the little seed tops at the top, I'm guessing they're probably grass. I've no idea. If you know, do stick something in the comments and let me know. Well, this is interesting. This looks like it might be a little bit slippery. I'll have to be careful going across this, because if anyone can fall over, I can. So I'll keep the camera going, because that'd make a cracking video, wouldn't it? The camera's waterproof, so it's only me that isn't. But look at that, we made it safely. And we'll keep going. As you look round, we can see over here some lovely little farms and small holdings on the fields and the hills around the canal, and lovely little hedgerows. I suspect that this sort of area, the weather's usually fairly temperate, fairly mild, not at the moment, but there's an abundance of food, so I suspect there's quite a lot of wildlife lives in these hedgerows. I doubt we'll see any of it today, but you can but hope. So it's pretty slippery. The sections where the ice has melted obviously have also thawed the mud along the towpath. I've almost fallen over a couple of times, and I probably should have been wearing some slightly sturdier footwear, but you know, you live and learn. It's still nice to be out. The canal's getting narrower and narrower, and I do wonder if it's even navigable at all down here as you get this far down. It certainly used to be, but the whole thing was fully restored 20-30 years ago. So whether it is now or not, who knows? But having said that, as we come down here, I can see there's a boat moored up. So I guess that it probably is navigable. There's certainly a channel through the middle of it, but you wouldn't want to encounter another boat coming the other way. But I'm very tempted to maybe come back in the summer when it's nice and warm with a paddle board. Well, that's very interesting. If we look over there, you can just see there's a little slipway with a boat on that's obviously being repainted. And over here there's a little barge moored up, and here's a little platform, which makes me wonder if there's another lock, or maybe even the aqueduct. Who knows? I guess we'll find out any minute. Well, at some stage this was obviously a lock, and you can see here that there is a slight drop off, not a huge one, but a little. And it's been blocked off to stop all the water from flowing right out from the concrete post over there. Makes me suspect that perhaps it is being renovated, but who knows? Certainly not navigable down here. There's some rope in the water and an old boat over on the other side. So from time to time, when they were building these canals, they couldn't compensate for the drop or the rise by putting in locks. So from time to time you get either a tunnel going straight through a hill with a canal so it could stay nice and level, or they'd simply build an aqueduct, a bridge for the canal to flow over. And that's exactly what we've got here. As I begin to walk over it, you'll see that the canal carries on behind me. But if I turn round now and you look down here, you'll see that I'm actually on a bridge over the river. So at this point we have the canal flowing over the top of the river, which is quite a nice little touch. And just up ahead of me is a road flowing over the canal, over a little bridge. So we've got a road over a canal over a river. I suspect there aren't many of those in the country. Well, it's not the nicest of spots, annoyingly, because it's a little bit overgrown and a little bit crowded, but I'm going to stop and have a quick sandwich before I walk back, head back up towards the car. So if you'll join me, go sit and have a cheese roll. A little bit squashed. So I've had a sandwich, had a bit of a rest. We reached the aqueduct, I wasn't sure I was going to. So it's time to head back and walk back up what feels like about a mile and a half, maybe a couple of miles, back up towards the car park by the visitor centre and Onslow Arms. If I've got time, I might pop in and grab a quick coffee at the pub. If not, I'll head off. But yeah, let's take a wander back. The sun's quite low now. I'll show you. It's as we turn around. You can see it's nice and low in the background, which means I'm walking with the sun right in my eyes. So if I'm making any more video, I'll probably be squinting a lot. I can only apologise for that. But it's been a lovely walk, and I hope you've enjoyed coming with me down the Wey and Arun Canal at Loxwood.